The sun was setting over a small village in one of the poorest countries in the world. Dusty roads stretched between simple houses, and life was a daily struggle for most families. Opportunities were rare, and many people spent their entire lives believing that success belonged only to those born in richer places. Among the villagers lived a young man named Alex. Alex had never known wealth. His family worked hard just to meet their basic needs. Yet despite the challenges, he carried something valuable inside him: determination, integrity, and an unshakable work ethic. Every day he woke up before sunrise, worked hard, and dreamed of building a better future. One summer, a young woman named Catherine arrived from a wealthy country. She had come to visit her friend who had moved to Alex's village several years earlier. Catherine's life had been very different from Alex's. She came from a modern country filled with opportunities. Her family lived comfortably. She had traveled, studied, and experienced things Alex had only heard about. One evening, Catherine's friend organized a gathering and invited several local people, including Alex. The moment Alex walked into the room, Catherine looked up. Their eyes met. Something happened that neither could explain. It felt as if they had known each other for years. Throughout the evening, they talked about life, dreams, family, and the future. The more they spoke, the more they realized how much they admired each other. Alex was captivated by Catherine's kindness. Catherine was impressed by Alex's character. He wasn't rich. He didn't own a fancy car. He had no impressive title. But he had honesty, humility, and ambition. By the end of the week, they both knew something extraordinary was happening. They were falling in love. One evening, while watching the sunset over the village hills, Alex looked at Catherine and said softly, "I know this sounds fast, but I feel like I've been waiting my whole life to meet you." Catherine smiled. "So have I." Their love grew quickly, and before Catherine returned home, Alex asked her to marry him. Without hesitation, she said yes. But then came the difficult part. Catherine had to fly back home. Thousands of miles would separate them. Many people doubted their relationship, some laughed. Others said it would never work. But Alex and Catherine refused to listen. They trusted each other. They believed that true love was worth every sacrifice. After Catherine returned home, they immediately began working on the documents needed for Alex to move to her country. The process was long and frustrating. Weeks turned into months. There were delays, unexpected complications, moments of disappointment. Many times they missed each other so much that it hurt, but they never gave up. Every obstacle only strengthened their determination. Finally, after what seemed like forever, the approval arrived. Alex could move to Catherine's country. There was only one problem. Alex had no money for the plane ticket. Seeing how much they loved each other, Catherine's mother decided to help. She purchased the ticket herself. Alex was deeply grateful. Soon he boarded the airplane that would change his life forever. When he arrived, Catherine was waiting at the airport. The moment they embraced, every sacrifice suddenly felt worth it. Not long afterward, they got married. But not everyone was happy. Some of Catherine's relatives openly mocked her decision. They laughed in front of her. "Couldn't you find someone better? Why would you marry a poor man from another country? What future can he possibly give you?" Their words were painful. Sometimes Catherine went home crying. The criticism hurt deeply. Yet despite the tears, she never doubted her choice. She knew she had chosen a man with a good heart, a man who would never stop trying. Alex heard many of the comments as well. But instead of arguing, he made a decision. He would answer their doubts with actions. Immediately, he started looking for work. He applied everywhere. Eventually, someone gave him a chance. Alex worked harder than anyone around him. He arrived early, stayed late, learned quickly, never complained, never quit. Month after month, things slowly improved. He and Catherine saved every dollar they could. Eventually, they bought a cheap used car. Later, they rented a small apartment away from Catherine's mother and younger sister. It wasn't luxurious, but it was theirs. Years passed. Their family grew. Soon they welcomed 2 beautiful children into the world. Alex loved being a husband and father. Everything he did was for his family. Every early morning, every long shift, every sacrifice. He wanted his children to have opportunities he never had. Then one day they discovered an old house. Most people wouldn't even consider buying it. The roof was damaged. The walls were worn out. The yard was overgrown. Many people described it as hopeless. But Alex saw something different. He saw potential. After discussing it carefully, Alex and Catherine made a bold decision. They took out a loan and bought the house. The reaction was immediate. Neighbors laughed, relatives laughed, even strangers laughed. Crazy? That house will ruin you. There's far too much work. You'll never finish it. The criticism sounded familiar. It was the same kind of laughter they had heard when they got engaged, the same laughter they had heard when Alex arrived in the country. But this time they knew exactly what to do: ignore it. Alex continued working his regular job. After work, he worked on the house. On weekends, he worked on the house. During vacations, he worked on the house. Every spare moment was invested in building their future. Progress was slow, painfully slow at times. One room, one wall, one floor, one improvement at a time. Years passed. Many people would have quit. Alex didn't. Catherine supported him every step of the way. Together they saved money. Together they sacrificed. Together they kept moving forward. Then something remarkable happened. The old roof was replaced. A brand new roof stood proudly above the house. Soon afterward, an entire new floor was added. The neighbors were shocked. The same people who had laughed now stopped to stare. They could hardly believe the transformation. Year after year, the house continued improving. New windows, new walls, new floors, beautiful rooms, modern finishes, a stunning interior. The abandoned house that nobody wanted slowly became one of the most beautiful homes in the area. The relatives who once mocked them became quiet, very quiet. They realized they had been wrong. The poor young man they had laughed at years earlier had accomplished something extraordinary, not through luck, not through shortcuts, but through patience, discipline, and relentless hard work. The greatest success wasn't the house itself. It was the life Alex and Catherine had built together. A strong marriage, 2 wonderful children, a beautiful home, financial stability, and most importantly, a family filled with love and respect. One evening, Alex and Catherine stood outside their completed home watching the sunset. Their children laughed and played in the yard. The house that once seemed impossible now stood proudly behind them. Catherine smiled and asked, "Do you remember when everyone laughed at us?" Alex smiled, "Of course." "What do you think now?" Alex looked at his family, then at the house, then at the life they had built. Finally he said, "People can laugh at your dreams, but if you keep working, one day your results will speak louder than their opinions." Moral of the story: never let other people's doubts become your limits. Many people will judge you based on where you start instead of where you're going. They will laugh at your dreams because they cannot see your vision. But success doesn't belong to the most talented, the richest, or the luckiest. Success belongs to those who refuse to quit. Stay patient, keep working, keep believing, and remember, the people who laugh at your beginnings may one day stand in awe of your achievements. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. What dream are you working toward, no matter what others say?